information is red hot. Question everything.
Hey guys, this is Die of the Hand from the Open Eye System. The gift of knowledge is the most important thing and very accessible in this world to date. The lost tribes of the world are still alive today, and they don't know what is out there in the world. They used to think that the white man was a ghost from the dead, from their past. They didn't know what a knife was or a mirror, and it scared them to where they wanted to defend themselves. So what I am trying to say is that there is so much more, you see, and hear about all the time, and yet people refuse to accept the facts that are proven. So in a way, we are just as primitive as the tribes in the jungle, but our jungle is the earth. And yes, the way I see it, space is the jungle for UFOs, and earth is their playground. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing you this video just to give some insight to a few things. I have WSO's piece and Naughty Beaver's piece, just their icons there. The images and pictures are the ones that I've done. I wanted to bring some understanding, but before I touch that, I want to clarify something that Mr. Beaver, Naughty Beaver, did. If you take a look at the image on the image on the right is the one that they captured in front of the sun, traveling. Kind of the same image as that one, right there. You notice that behind his head? Okay. Well, I think for people to really understand how to get out there into those areas, you have to go through the sun. And he clearly tells you that. He clearly tells you that right here. Okay? It clearly tells you where to go, lead them to righteousness. This is quite simple. I've done a very lot of work to try to bring to you the pieces that the Bible speaks of and prove to you this is not a joke anymore. This is all 100% real to the T. So, and I just want to clue you in real quick about this one piece right here. Right here. On the left-hand side, that is what you call one of those toy models that was made in 1954 by a very well-known name. In a little while, I'll show you the page it came from, and then you can check it out yourself. But the characteristics that I'm looking at are the very same. All you have to do is look at the circle in the middle of both objects, the 4 stems that come off, and then the 1 stem that's at an angle. It's clear and visible as day. Sorry I don't have a mouse pointer to show you what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that you can clarify that image with that image. Don't think for a second that they haven't launched all these little space toys up there and all their ideas. Don't think there ain't thousands of these different types and prototypes up there that have been in operation for all these years. They've been well ahead of the game. Anyways, let's come back here. WSO and Mr. Naughty Beaver. This one is probably the most compelling Google Sky or Google Space photo you're going to get to prove that it's a machinery type of structure. If you just look at the perfect. I mean, perfect dimensions of the straight lines, the squares on top of squares. You could see that there's depth to it. And there's a lot of geometry going on there, as you see. That's some pretty deep stuff. See, only half of it was cloaked. See, you catch everything, and then look at the side of this thing. That's the side of it over here on the left. And you can tell it's at somewhat of an angle because on the right, it's thinned out. So it's at somewhat of an angle when the shot was taken. Over here, right here, this was another one that I had taken. I know I made a video last one, but for some reason, all the images came out red. I don't know why, but I thought it was quite interesting. So, as you can see, there's more detail. Now, this is pretty much what it looks like as metal-wise, but when we come over here to this one, excuse me, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Come over here to this one, and you get a good detail. But that's not my concern. My concern is this piece right here, where it says zoomed in, and then zoomed in more, and then all the way zoomed. Window and alien. You guys can see that? You guys can see that? Yeah, it's not hard to see. If you could find it, and you know what it is, there's got to be windows. And let me tell you this, there's more than just one of these open circles on this craft and all the others. I've done some research, and it goes a lot deeper than what people think. This rabbit hole, it goes deep, okay? I'm not going to get into it. All I know is that we are a primitive race compared to what's out there that's more advanced than us. If we think that we're the only things, the most advanced things and the only things in all of creation and all of space, then people are pretty screwed up in the head to think that we are the only things living on an earth surrounded by space and stuff like that. So you have to put two and two together. The people that tell you that, they're evil, they're demons, and they're just disgusting. So you want to steer clear of that as much as you can. Accept the information that you get. Determine what's facts and what's fiction, and put the puzzle together like I did. I've done it all. This is old news for me. But I figured, let me just give an update to this because it has been a while. And for any doubts, you can go there. There's the coordinates. You can go there, investigate it yourself. You know, I hear, there's a lot of people that'll just make up any excuse in the world and tell you it's anything. But you can clearly see the structure to it. You can see the metal. It's there. Listen, you can't debate with somebody when you're right. There's no debating when you're right. So you don't argue it. You understand? Well, let's move it on. You know what that is. You don't have to say it. That's an International Space Station, the USSS. Now, I heard Mr. Naughty Beaver talking about the Wheel of Ezekiel. Here's a Wheel of Ezekiel. And they are the ones that gave us the gift of artificial intelligence. Beautiful thing, right? Not. Something's going on in this world. Right? And I don't have to say it. It's quite obvious. Look at the weather patterns. Yes? All of a sudden they just start going crazy. All these storms around the world. Come on, let's get real. Now, you look at Zechariah, I thought that was very interesting, okay? Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, or, as other verses will put it, a flying scroll. Zechariah 5:3. This is the curse that is going out over the whole land. You see this, right? Okay, that's good, right? So, the pineal gland. That's the eye of God. It tells you clearly right here. Okay? And it says here that what sorrows await you, experts in religious law, which would be the Pope. They're the Pope and the Vatican. They're the experts, so to say, in religious law. They have all these books locked up behind air-sealed, no air behind glass, so that way the books don't rot. That's their excuse. But you know that they're the ones that remove the key to knowledge from the people. But we're gaining it back. It's called common sense. We already knew it because God said it was in our hearts. They can't take it away. Their power is being stripped from them. Now you look, Luke 12:2. There's nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. I'm giving you a tip right there. Giving you a tip. And did you check out the verse about Jacob when he wrestled with Jesus? Jesus wrestled him to the ground, touched his hip, put it out of socket with one touch. And then Jacob asked, "Please, sir, tell me your name." And he replied, "How do you not know my name?" Then he blessed him there. Jacob named this place the Peniel, the face of God. To see God face to face and yet live to tell about it. Because he was brought up in the Spirit. He had his outer body experiences. Listen, they all were in on their little secrets. They all had the secrets, okay? They all had them this whole time. So, and if you guys haven't seen the one that I done about the pineal gland, I do have a really good piece that I've done on the pineal gland. There's other Bible verses that I have with the Jacob verses and all that clarify what I'm saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Let's move on. That was only there for an example of that. They did not understand what they saw back in those days. But technology like this has always been around. When other civilizations were primitive, there were other civilizations that were advanced that just came along and either helped advance this other race that was primitive or wipe them out and take their land with the technology they got. But the tribesmen, they thought the planes going over were chariots of God. So we should know, alright? Now, this was awfully interesting, the plane flying through the sun deal. We got 1 John 1:5. This is the message we have heard from him and declared to you. God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. Think of the sun. John 8:12. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, "I am the light of the world." Well, what is the light of the world? The actual sun up in our sky. John 8:23. You are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, I am not of this world. John 14:6. Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Genesis. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Remember Genesis now in the beginning. Colossians 1:15. The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. Okay? The firstborn over all creation was the Son, because he separated light from darkness and then created the rest of the earth. He gave the earth day and night. See what I'm saying now? So it should be common sense that the way out would be a physical way out through the sun, but to get that, I had to spiritually take a journey, and it does involve fasting, because if you listen to Jacob, after he tells you about the pineal, he tells you how he did it. he fasted for 7 days and purified his body, his soul, and his spirit from all of this filth that they're putting in your food. The stuff that they're using to taint your food is tainting your soul. And it taints your brain, so therefore your body doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Here, take some medicine. Oh, you can't sleep at night? Here's some sleeping pills. Tell us if that works. If it doesn't work, we'll give you something else. They're quick and gung-ho to feed you pills. They're quick and gung-ho to lock you up or anything for that matter, okay? But you got to think to yourself, this government's programmed to do one thing. Establish and keep order at all costs. Okay? And you don't realize, but you have a way out of that system. You don't have to be subjectable to the law anymore. See, when you go into court, what's the first thing they ask you? They ask you to state your name and your date of birth for the record. Do you know why that is? Because without a name, they can't proceed forward. But there's a lot more to it. Understand it involves the judge being a trust and establishing in the court that he is the said party of the case and that he's trying to transfer the trust over to you so they can take beneficiary and executor status away. This goes deep, ladies and gentlemen. This is all about the banking system. If you don't give them your name, they lose their financial aspect of things. So 9 times out of 10, your case is going to be dismissed, no matter what it is. Now, when it comes down to a child or children, if you want your child back and your kid's mother took you for custody and got the kid, there's one way to get that kid back against that mother's own will and against the court's own will. You send them a letter, a notice of suit for the property that belongs to the executor. I'm the executor, that's my son, right? You guys got a lot more learning to do. I've dug deep. I jumped into the rabbit hole and came out the other side. Didn't know that hole went straight through. Oh me, oh my. Let's continue. Now he's leading us through the sun and to Orion's belt. Okay? First step is through the sun, realizing that that's the way out. Second step is where to go from there. Daniel 12:3. Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Now, look at the key words. Look at key words. Shine, brightness, heavens, righteousness. The word lead many to righteousness. Just remember that. Stars forever and ever because they're ongoing. So it's basic how-to manual for dummies. And it's so simple because God said, let the simple learn it, that he who has wisdom calculate. Okay, let's go over to righteousness. Isaiah 11:5. Also, righteousness will be the belt about his loins, and faithfulness will be the belt about his waist. Look at that sword, and look at the belt around his waist. And gee, oh my, oh my, oh me, oh my, oh my. Look at that, right loin, left loin. Look at, there's Orion's belt. Now, for you guys, the Bible's talking a lot more about, not a story, but basic instructions before leaving Earth. Does that make fucking sense to you? I would hope so. And now that you have this knowledge, what do you do about it? You can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it except for wait. Look, your kingdom come, your will be done. My favorite part right here. On earth as it is in heaven. Gee, wow, look at that. Are we not given signs on the earth to go with the heavens? I think so. Now see, there are portals here. There's 12 gateways here that lead. It gets very difficult. I can't go into too much right now because I'm trying to get this video done. But take a look. Isaiah 11:6. Okay, 11:6 continued. I gotta fit that in there. These are all about constellations, about how the human anatomy works, the brain, how the earth was created, what it looks like. It speaks of four corners on the earth, guys. It speaks of ends of the earth. It speaks of the sun and the moon going across the land. Okay? And when the sun goes away on a straight path, it looks like it's going down, but it's not. Hold a flashlight above the ground and move it ever so slowly across the ground and watch it go from watch the light travel from one dark area to the next, and watch the darkness fill in the void behind the light as the light's going away. It would be normal for something like that to take place. Now, for those of you who have doubt, Zechariah 1:21, this is our timeline. I asked, what are these coming to do? He answered, these are the horns that scattered Judah, so that no one could raise their heads. But I'm going to tell you now, if I had explosions going on and buildings getting hit and all kinds of shit falling down on top of my head, yeah, I wouldn't raise my head neither. I'd put my hands over the top of my head. Let me tell you something. All this technology existed thousands of years ago. But through war, it's been destroyed over and over and over again. And through natural disasters like Planet X, causing all these bad weathers. But let's continue. But the craftsmen have come to terrify them and throw down these horns of the nations, who lifted up their horns against the land of Judah to scatter its people. Well, there's the Iron Defense dome system that they've tested out not too long ago, like a week ago. And then we got, I will restore, Jeremiah 33:7. I will restore the fortunes of Judah and Israel and rebuild their towns. Well, take a look. January 11th, 2018. Can you ask for it any better than that? Can you? And I didn't even ask for it. Can you? Kenya, get it? Kenya, Africa. We have Isaiah 24:19. It tells you about the earth, it tells you about space, it tells you about your body, the whole Bible. But each piece has a more in-depth detail to go in between these pieces to fill in the timeline. And I'm working very hard to try to get this done. These past few days, I've been a bit of a slouch. Isaiah 24:19. The earth is broken up, the earth is split asunder, which means throughout. Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. I'll be damned, it's off its axis, according to NASA. But let's not think of this thing as a ball, okay? Let's think of it as a half a ball. Let's think of ourselves as like being at the bottom of the ocean with a dome over us. And when you look up, all those stars are actually light penetrating through the land above in all those spots. And there's just so much more to it. I think that there is water out there because God said to separate the waters above from the waters below, and also the waters from the waters on the earth. So, and you see, I showed that there's many spots where the waters don't mix, straight lines. Isaiah 54:10, the mountains and hills may crumble. I'll be damned. Wow, look at that. And that's going on everywhere. This is just the example. Isaiah 54:16. See, it is I who created the blacksmith, who fans the coals into flame and forges a weapon fit for its work. Well, I would say so. And it is I who have created the destroyer to wreak havoc. I hope you get that. Because that destroyer, that piece of metal that's been fit for its work. You understand? Okay, this is what I know some of you guys wanted to see again. Probably, I don't know, maybe not. Isaiah 55:7. And he will swallow up on this mountain the covering that is cast over all people, the veil that is spread over all nations. You know what the hell it is. It's chemtrails. It's man-made shit. And then I got the light bending with gravitational lensing, refraction. This all goes back, all this technology, it all goes back to the 1940s and the 1920s, and they were progressing it. Didn't really do anything with it until like the end of the 1940s and 1950s. But as you can see in this picture here, we would get that if that wasn't over, because a lot of people have gotten that halo, but not in front of the planet where it's supposed to be. You see, that's this thing like a magnifying glass, but it's bending light around. You see that red ball? See the red ball under the telescope, and then the red ball? Yeah, it's being obfuscated. The light is being bent around it, and that's what they're doing to hide these things. And I just go to show NASA and all them, you know. So just something for you to know. We're hiding a lot of things out there from us. Oh, this is interesting. 2 Esdras 5. Blood will drip from wood. 6. A person no one on earth expected will come to power. 2 Esdras 6. Once again. And it's the continuation. See, I like to put the pictures with each piece of the verses. And birds will migrate together. Well, if you go over to Mr. MBBB333, his channel, you'll catch the strange animal behavior. And I still have to put the Sea of Saddam will cast up fish, because I know it's already happened. And then we have, this is the timeline, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Esdras 8, wild beasts will roam beyond their territory. Well, once again, Mr. MRMBB333 has covered that quite well. He's actually got a map of it, and he's doing quite well. 2 Esdras 8. Chasms will open up in many places. Fire will be shot forth frequently. Do you know what chasms is? Chasms is fissures, cracks, large cracks in the earth. You look it up in the dictionary. So I'm going to end this video by saying 1 Corinthians 2:10. 10. These things God has revealed to us through the Spirit. For His Spirit searches out everything and shows us God's deep secrets. John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So, if we want to know anything, we just have to search the Bible. Okay? And the Spirit will guide us where it needs to go. Everybody plays their own part. But I figured I'd do a sum up. Oh, one more thing. You guys wanted to see that, I believe. Alright, there it is. In the 1950s. They already had all these ideas a long time ago. Long time ago. So, yeah, guys, look at this. They've had these ideas for a long time. You see? They're not playing no games, and this is what it would look like inside. It's pretty freaking huge. They got to do something. What do you think the Black Knight satellite is? That's part of the artificial intelligence. That's their digital prison, their digital hell that they've been in for thousands of years, that they cannot die because they've got control of that technology, and they've got control of the weapons that are on this thing. And believe you me, if they wanted to attack something or create a hologram or do anything on this planet, they sure the fuck could. I mean, this is AI at its finest trying to get out. I'm not even going to go into that right now. Let's just end that at that. But, you know, rotating wheel space station. All right, 1952 concept, rotating wheel space station. Wernher von Braun. Everybody knows who this is, Van Braun. Everybody knows who that is. We can't be that stupid. 1952 concept, a rotating wheel space station is a hypothetical wheel-shaped space station that rotates about its axis, thus creating an environment of artificial gravity. Occupants of the station would experience centripetal acceleration according to the following equation. Okay? So, interesting enough. That being said, I'm going to leave you with that man right there. Love you all in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.